Welcome to High Oracle's Reiki Spiritual Healing Channel. And I've been out shopping because, I'm getting close to celebrating. And, I like to go shopping when I'm celebrating. So, I bought me some new scarves, some nice ones. And, just some memorabilia, some New York memorabilia on this scarf. And nothing too fancy, but we're getting there. We'll be celebrating in just a little while. I'll do my unveiling. So, I wanted to talk to you about some of you who do not understand that when you go to practitioners, the first thing that you need to understand is that some of them believe in other entities, demonic entities. They believe in they worship spirits, to give them power or discernment. And when they are, on your case, when they're, using that kind of energy to discern your case, then in many times they will attach a negative spirit to you. They will attach, a spirit, that spirit of worshiping other gods, to keep you coming back to their practice. And, this is what a lot of you, did not understand, when so when you come to me and you are, you've been to all of these other types of practitioners, and when I'm letting you know that we first have to remove the negative energy, a lot of you, would rather go back to those practitioners that hasn't been able to help you in your situation. And so we are using a spiritual method in order to cleanse the negative energy from your soul, your body, from your mind, anywhere that the negative demonic higher spirits have attacked you in your health. You want to remove the negative energy first. I can only give you so much information on here because all of the practices that I use, all of the methods that I use, all of the rituals that I use, they are not, what other practitioners would use for your situation. So like I said, there are certain verses, there are certain healing verses that you have to be able to discern. Is this person, is Job talking to Jesus, or is Job praying to God? We have to be able to understand, is David talking to Jesus, or is David talking to God? So we understand by this that you're not supposed to pray to any other entity, any other person, associate anyone with God when you are on a healing ritual, when you are on a mission for God to cleanse yourself and relieve yourself of these types of attacks. You have to be able to cleanse the negative energy that has been sent. You have to be able to identify the persons that have dispatched that negative energy in your life, whether it is your mother, whether it is your father, your sister, people in your neighborhood, friends, people on your job. You have to be able to identify where the negative energy before we can move forward in bringing in the good energy. And anyone who is telling you that, they're just going to start working on your case and give you what you want, then they are absolutely telling you lies in order to manipulate the situation. They are sending out a negative frequency, to make sure that you cannot see the deception in what they are saying or doing in your case. So you want to, for instance, if you are healing, the love and attraction, the love attraction in your life, that you're stagnant in the love department, you've been divorced twice, you've been divorced 3 times, then you want to make sure that you're cleansing the negative energy from those previous relationships, so that you're not attracting what broke you up, what attack your relationship. I've had some men reach out to me and say they made a mistake because their wife had got heavier after she had children, and their friends was talking about him. Oh, you're crazy for being with that big woman or that fat lady, or she would look so much better before she had children. And listening to his friends, listening to his family members, they broke up. He broke up with her because she had gained weight. And so he was very distraught, when she was able to get spousal support from him, and he's living in an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment that he can barely afford. Those friends and families won't give him any help. So you belittle the person that probably actually cared about you. So we have to make sure these monitoring spirits, what are we listening to? The people that are giving us the advice in our situations, are they qualified to give us that type of advice? Okay, because some people do not have the best intentions for you. Some of these people are manipulating you so that you will take a loss, and listening to them, trying to be like them, is going to make you take a loss in life. So we have been working with a lot of you. I have been working with a lot of you, and like I say, I try to, do my best to keep the cost down for a lot of you. This is going to help you to understand that when you are dealing with a lot of attacks upon you, when you've had a lot of problems in your life where you cannot seem to hold on to a relationship, there is a lot of rejection, then we have to remove that negative energy, and we have to investigate what is going on. Is the problem you? Is the problem that someone you may have been with is attacking you in this way to make you keep being rejected, to make problems in the love life, to have problems in your health so no one else will want you. Sometimes people will attack your beauty. So we have to make sure that we're cleansing those types of attacks, those types of narcissists that you've been with out of your system before you attract the person that is rightfully supposed to be in your life. Your husband or your wife that's not listening to family members belittle you. That husband or that wife that, stands up for you, does things for you, and you're pouring into each other. So you want those types of relationships, and it should not just be built off of, how handsome a person is, how beautiful a person is, because those types of superficial behaviors, can attract a person that's beautiful on the outside, but, very violent and negative on the inside. So we always want to make sure that we're cleansing this type of negative energy out of your love life. There are many different ways that we can use to cleanse the love life, that we can use to cleanse the seed. We can cleanse the womb, an internal and an external cleanse. Like I say, when you are using a spiritual ritual, there is no one way. We use different ways, progressive methods, in order to attack the situation. And each time, we can see the progression. We can see the advancement that this cleanse has worked. We can understand what's working for us, and I allow my clients to let me know, what they do not like, what's not working for them. So, if we do a egg cleanse and they say that this egg cleanse isn't working for them, okay, then that means that we have to move to something progressive, that the situation could require something a little bit more progressive, so we can move on to a different kind of, a high oracles, black water, be gone, type of cleanse. So we want to make sure that we're listening to, what's going on with our clients, but we also want to make sure that we're experienced enough in order to remove that negative energy first. It has to be removed. That higher spirit has to go back to the person that sent that type of entity to you, and then we can move forward with drawing in, whether we're working on, money drawing, we're working on love attraction, healing. In many positions, this is the stance that I take with my clients, so that they can reap the benefits, of removing the negative energy, and, that spirit has been returned, and the benefits of that is long-term, drawing in the goodness, drawing in the money, the finances of business, whatever we're working on, it's going to be long-term once we remove the negative energy. And this is what I wanted to let you know, that if there are practitioners out there, and you're coming to me and you're telling me that, oh, this is what, has been done. Okay, I can't do what they do because I'm a spiritual healer. I'm not a practitioner. Okay, I do certain practices, I can do certain rituals, but we first have to remove this negative energy. And if anyone tells you anything other than that, then they are outright, manipulators and deceptive. So please, I hope that you received this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. You can book your one-on-one life coaching sessions with me, so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation. Book your video chat sessions, or you can book your consultations with me. Whatever you choose to do, make sure that you reach out to me in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to me. Donate to me. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.